Welcome back to another WoW video. Today we'll be discussing auction house versus raw gold. Now I touched on this subject a while back, but with everything coming fast and people looking for ways to get gold before pre-patch, we should look into what really gives you more gold per week. Before we get into that, if this type of video is not for you, make sure to check out my last video covering how to farm BFA dungeons. What we are doing in this video is very simple. Seeing in a week what makes more raw or auction house for a 5-hour run. Few things first, we ran Motherload 5 hours and Undermine 5 hours too as well. Second, we are containing this for a week. Yes, I know we will have said items still after, but that's not the point of the video. Third, this is TMOG, not materials, which will be discussed in another video. Fourth, this is going to be one day thing, which I mean one day thing is basically this, okay? Like I said, we did 5 hours, 5 hours. That's all we're going to do. We're going to see if the auction house sells within a week, and if it doesn't, that means that the raw gold will win because automatically raw gold is automatic gold. That's the point about raw gold. So we shall see what happens, and the whole point, like I said in the past few rules, is not past a week, okay? I don't care if it sells within a month or 2 months and so forth. We are sticking to a 5-hour routine, which is one day, and after that is going to be a week of waiting. So that said, let's get into the rest of the video. Okay, so I ran 5 hours with a total of 474,764 auction house gold and 2,883 raw gold. That's 94,952 gold per hour. That's auction wise. We shall see how much this sells by the end of the week. I know people will state it will eventually sell. You would be right. If said item takes months or weeks to sell, then why do it? A lot of players I talk to say the same thing, that the TMOG takes ages to sell and is not worth it. This is true and upsetting for a lot. When they see a farmer say, hey, farm here and you can get 100k items, the reality is that 100k item will not sell for that price. Example, Ginsu sword was a drop I got my 4th hour, which is worth 150k mid US price. In reality, I won't sell it that much. Yes, I will follow the made up rule of posting same price because it's a very rare item, but in truth people sell slower doing that. TMOG sells faster when you undercut. People are looking for the next great deal for TMOG due to expansion almost being over. With the overhaul of dressing room, prices on shoulders will skyrocket to being able to TMOG 2 different shoulders. Don't worry, we got a video coming out showing where you can farm certain shoulders per armor type to get you ready for Shadowlands. Now I know someone will agree with me on undercutting, which is if it works for you, great, but what I'm suggesting for players who have a hard time for TMOG, undercut 5 to 10% and see if that helps. If not, either A is just a slow moving TMOG, B, no demand for it, or C, too many on the auction house. I would suggest those who wish to dwell in that of TMOG farming is to go to Undermine and get used to it. It shows posted history per server, how much mid prices and so much more. I am not sponsored by them, it's just a good site to use and actually get familiar with. That said, if you want a full video, let me know. Just to clarify, I'm not saying to undercut materials like TMOG. Materials should never be undercut that much, just to buy silver or so forth, because if you do, that will really tank the market. TMOG is a totally different area, which in my understanding, and honestly I think a lot of people would agree to, is that it's justified to actually undercut people when it comes to TMOG, especially when the item's not selling for months. There's an old saying, if you do the same thing expecting different results, that is the definition of crazy. You don't want to do that with a World of Warcraft auction house because you're never going to get nowhere. And a lot of people actually just stalemate whenever it comes to so many TMOG if they don't actually undercut. Like I said, if you want me to do a full TSM video, I can do it, guys. I honestly would love to do it and get y'all on the right road. And you just have to have a mentality that you want to sell. You're not here for everybody else. So let's actually move it to the next thing. Okay, so first off, y'all know that I do a lot of raw gold on my channel, so you might think I'm biased in terms of raw gold. To be honest, a little due to it being 100% gold and not worrying about how it will sell or when will it sell. That said, raw gold has its downers too as well. Let's take Motherload for 5 hours total with a total of 58,705 gold. That's an average of 11,741 per hour. Full list will be in the document and comment section in the description. Now raw gold farms like this depends on having good gear and right professions. Just like the auction house, it has its bads and goods, but we are not here for that. Also, this total does include making cloth pants and leather working weapons, vendoring everything to vendor. There is not much to say for raw gold due to how straightforward it is, so let's actually move on to the next section. The challenge is for 1 week, only doing 5 hours. Asking which will make more in that time frame. Will the auction house sell faster or will the raw gold win? That is the question. My point of the video is to get people to see that auction house takes time, that raw gold is 100% yes, but slow due to how much we are gated to running farms solo. Yes, I know you can make tons boxing and grouping, but let's face it, a lot of players have a set time to do farms in a week. They don't want to set for hours looking for a group or wondering if said item will sell. They just want to make gold, and that's why I'm here. I will update everyone next Friday on who won. If you want to see updates early, check out my Discord in the comments section. This video might not look like it took time to make, but it took 10 hours plus the editing that I had to do this. So if you want to support my channel and if you like my work, go check out my Patreon in the description and in the comments section. And I will say right now, thank you so much to the amazing people who went that extra mile and became a Patreon. With that, please like, subscribe, and as always, stay sashy.